Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A caregiver in an East Wenatchee assisted living center is accused of fondling a female client. Governor Jay Inslee signed an executive order yesterday to develop guidelines on how the state adopts generative artificial intelligence into its own systems. Our wet and mild weather will continue on Thursday with dry and mild conditions expected this weekend. Details coming up in your local weather forecast. Moses Lake police say a group of unattended dogs attacked a pedestrian and then one of their officers on Saturday, leading the officer to fatally shoot one of them. It started when an off-duty sergeant driving in the 1800 block of South Division Street saw a group of 3 dogs approach a pedestrian on the sidewalk. One of the dogs, a white pit bull, bit the man until the police sergeant honked his horn to drive it off. The dogs went on to harass 2 more pedestrians before an on-duty officer arrived with a rifle. Police say the pit bull then charged the officer, who fired 1 shot and killed the animal. Police contacted the dog's owner and helped to patch a hole in the fence through which they'd apparently escaped. The case is being investigated by animal control. A caregiver in an East Wenatchee assisted living center is accused of fondling a female client. Prosecutors on Tuesday charged 18-year-old Luis Hernandez Orduña with indecent liberties, saying he inappropriately touched a 78-year-old dementia patient in his care. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say the incident took place January 13th in the memory care section of Bonaventure of East Wenatchee and was witnessed by 1 other employee. Hernandez, who started work at Bonaventure last October, has been suspended from the job. He was released on his own recognizance after appearing in Superior Court on Friday. Indecent liberties is a Class B felony. In a 10-year strategic plan by the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, Leavenworth is named as the top location most likely to be exposed to wildland fire. That fact was brought up in a homeowner insurance policy seminar last Thursday between the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and people who live in the Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue District. David Forte, a senior policy advisor for OIC, explained that the wildfire risk and perceived risk is changing home insurance.
Meaning insurance companies aren't going to accept as many folks, and they're going to tighten their underwriting criteria to only accept lower risk. And this ultimately means folks needing insurance will discover it more difficult to find, and if they do find it, it will be much more expensive. And we're all feeling this play out in Washington State.
There are 2 bills in this legislative session regarding insurance, including Senate Bill 5789, which seeks a 60-day notice for insurers to state the, quote, actual reason while they're canceling or not renewing a policy. The other is House Bill 2330, which addresses how insurers handle wildfire risk disclosure scores. A contractor with the Washington State Department of Transportation is launching a project to stabilize the slope terrain along State Route 17 between Soap Lake and Cooley City. The work will promote safe travel for drivers by reducing the chance of rock falls through removing rocks and installing netting. The work is split into 2 phases. Phase 1 will commence mid-February and will cover between mileposts 76 and 85. Temporary closures are expected but not yet been scheduled. The DOT says it will provide more information as the start of the project draws nearer. When we come back, the North Central Washington Library's Curious Conversations series is back, but this time it's completely virtual. The Methow Valley Housing Trust has received more than $250,000 for state dollars for its efforts to create affordable housing in that community. And the longtime neighborhood diner Dizzy D's will begin serving breakfast next week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCWLIFE channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Watch the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Caregiver Valley Bank live on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Also by Apple Valley Honda, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, Boswell's Home Furnishings, and Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. It's the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCWLIFE channel.
The Curious Conversation series is back, but this time it's completely virtual. The 6-week education series teaches participants mediation tactics and restorative practices, including skills for de-escalation and peaceful communication. The lessons are facilitated by the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center and is brought on by a partnership between North Central Washington Libraries, the North Central Washington Equity Alliance, and Our Valley, Our Future. The sessions begin next week on February 6th and will continue over several days until the last session on February 22nd. People can sign up for each session or drop in as they're available, and those interested can find the link on NCWLIFE.com or register on the NCW Library's website. The Methow Valley Housing Trust has received more than $250,000 state dollars for its efforts to create affordable housing in that community. The Okanogan County nonprofit received $276,000 in housing infrastructure money from the Department of Commerce towards its Cascade Meadows North project outside the town of Winthrop. The project aims to establish 24 permanently affordable chalet-style homes on 8 acres of land. The Commerce grant was part of roughly $47 million in CHIP grants, which go to pay for sewer, water, and storm systems for new housing. Governor Jay Inslee signed an executive order to develop guidelines on how the state adopts generative artificial intelligence into its own systems on Tuesday. Generative AI is technology that can create content including text, images, audio, or video. Inslee's cabinet will work with WATech, who operates the state's technology and information security services, to submit a report identifying potential generative AI initiatives for state operations. The plan would develop initial guidelines for how the government may procure, use, and monitor the use of generative AI, according to a release by Inslee's office. Inslee said the executive order lays out a year-long process for the agencies working together to assess the feasibility, and that it's their, quote, duty to the public to be thorough and thoughtful in how we adopt these powerful new tools. The longtime neighborhood diner Dizzy D's begins serving breakfast next week. The menu features a wide variety of items quite different from the diner's specialty burgers and lunch food they're better known for. The new breakfast items include a breakfast burrito, sandwiches, avocado toast, and specialty dishes only available on certain days of the week. The restaurant is also partnering with Blue Star Coffee Roasters based out of Twisp. The new breakfast menu will be available starting February 5th. Coming up next, the 2024 Apple Blossom Royalty will be selected February 10th, and in tonight's features story, we introduce you to candidate Lexi Fennell. More rain showers in our Thursday weather forecast, with mainly dry and mild conditions expected this weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
The 2024 Apple Blossom Royalty will be selected February 10th. Eastmont High School senior Lexi Fennell is the latest candidate to sit down for an interview with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz ahead of the big day. Lexi says joining the Royal Court has been an ambition of hers as long as she's lived in the Wenatchee Valley.
I moved here when I was 10, so I've only lived here for 7 years, but as soon as I got here, I was seeing all the girls run for it and all the hype around the community just saying, oh my gosh, it's apple blossom time, and I've watched the parade since I moved here at 10, so I knew that it was something that I was going to want to do.
What have you learned about yourself that maybe you didn't know about yourself back on November 6th?
I've really learned, I'm comfortable on a stage, but I really learned how to present comfortably, and I'm used to doing a lot of speeches on stage for business stuff, so I'm kind of learning how to show my personality through talking on stage and just getting more comfortable talking with people, just having one-on-one conversations like this or going out in the community and just saying hi to anybody. I'm getting more comfortable with doing stuff like that.
You meet a lot of people in a very short period of time, including some fairly important people, and it takes, for a 17-year-old high school senior, that can sometimes be very uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to get used to, and since all this top 10 stuff is pushed into 1 month, we're doing stuff every single day, and we're meeting someone new or going on a fruit tour one day and then going to this thing another day. It's jam-packed. I just think it's so fun. It's such a great opportunity, and I've learned more about the Wenatchee Valley in the last 2.5 weeks than I have in the last 7 years that I've been here.
Well, it's worth it right there then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So on the 10th day of February, on Saturday, from basically the time you get up and have breakfast until it's all said and done and the pageant is over, you are going to be judged by judges who do this. They are professional pageant judges. Are you prepared to be judged over an extent all day and into the evening? Is that something that you're comfortable with?
I am very comfortable with it. I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of practicing before then, so I know that even if I'm not 100% comfortable right now, when February 10th does come, I think that I will be ready, and I'm just mostly just excited for it all. Like, it is nerve-wracking going into the interview and the one-on-ones, and everyone's just staring at you saying, oh, can she be our next queen or our next princess? And I think it's just so exciting to be in that place in the first, I don't know how to say that.
Well, I'll tell you this much, the judges who will be judging you on February 10th, the last thing they want to do is make anybody feel uncomfortable. They want to get to know the candidate and the person as much as anything else.
Yeah, I think it's just about being yourself, and I'm just so excited to just be in that space.
How did the gown selection go? Some of your candidate friends, they really like the dress they got to pick out.
I am in love with my dress. I went dress shopping at Sweethearts, and we were picking out different colors, and I was like, oh, I like that one. And then I said, oh, I really like this specific color. And they pulled out a dress, and I was like, that's it. And that was the first dress I tried on, and it was my dress.
They don't let you keep it, do they? You have to return the
Oh, yeah.
the formal. They let you keep it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, we pay for it, so.
Oh, that's true. Because it's funny because I would always wear the tux for the big selection night, and then I would just take it home and put it in my closet, and then I would get yelled at because apparently I would have to return the tux.
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
I don't know when I'm ever going to wear this dress again because it's too glamorous to wear to any party or anything, but it's the most beautiful dress I've seen.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Wednesday. Lots of misty rain showers. It kind of lasted all day, didn't it? We also had a lot of those low-hanging clouds. This is a great shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. And we had a lot of that this afternoon. And that was pretty much the normal for almost all of North Central Washington with those low-hanging clouds and those misty rain showers. And I'll tell you what, it's going to continue at least through tomorrow. Mild and showery weather. Temperatures will gradually cool, but not as much as I thought maybe last night. So we're going to see a pretty decent weekend as we get into Saturday and Sunday. The valleys will see temperatures mainly in the 40s, and even in the mountains this weekend, not too shabby with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. But as I mentioned, more rain on the way for our Thursday. We'll get to that in a second. 41 our high temperature today, 4 degrees above where we should be for this time of year at 37. Our record high, how about this? 60 degrees, and that was set back in 1971. This morning, 36. That's 10 degrees over where we should be for this time of year at 26. And our record cold was set in 1996 at 9 below zero. Look at that, another 12/100ths of an inch of precipitation. That now gets us to 1.13 inches for the year, and we're 0.14 inches now above where we should be to start off our year. Very good start. Sunrise 7:28, sunset just after 5 o'clock now at 5:01. All right, taking a look at your Thursday temperatures. How about this? 50s on our map. We haven't seen that in a while. Moses Lake and Ephrata should hit 51 tomorrow. 49 for you folks in Quincy, and then from Ellensburg up into Chelan, all 46s, including Wenatchee, Eniat, and Chelan. 48 in Omak, and 45 the high temperature tomorrow for you folks up in Leavenworth. So it's going to be unseasonably mild tomorrow. Tonight we can expect a 50% chance of rain. This is the system that brought us all the shower activity today, and there still may be some leftover shower activity tonight. Dense fog is a possibility. Low temperatures near 40 degrees, so it's not going to cool down much overnight tonight. For Thursday, our low moves just a little bit to the north. We'll talk about a 50% chance of rain on Thursday. It will be warmer than we've seen the last few days with highs in the mid-40s. For Friday, our low continues to teeter north and south along the Pacific Northwest coast. We will see mostly cloudy skies for Friday and warmer. How about this? We're going to see upper 40s to near 50 degrees on Friday. Great way to end our week. And then our weekend looks pretty good. Mostly cloudy skies, a low pressure losing a little bit of its punch now as it continues its southward trek. Most of the showers should be in northwest Washington for Saturday. High temperatures in the mid-40s. By the end of the weekend on Sunday, partly cloudy skies as our low continues to move to the south. We will see cooler air move in, though. You can notice, yes, from Canada and from Alaska, that cooler air will start funneling down. Low 40s for highs on Sunday. And then as we start our next work week on Monday, mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of rain showers. There's that pesky low. We'll see high temperatures at about 40 degrees for our Monday as we continue to see that northwest flow of air move down our way. And then for Tuesday, a 30% chance. I think morning rain showers a possibility, but here's what happens by afternoon. Most of the showers will dissipate. Just some clouds on Tuesday with high temperatures still pretty nice into those low 40s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. There you have it. 40 degrees our overnight low tonight. 46 tomorrow with a 50% chance of rain. And then dry conditions Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will have a slow cool down until we get to Sunday. 48 Friday, cooling down to 41 on Sunday, and then getting you into Monday and Tuesday. It looks like just a slight chance for some showers both days. 40 your high on Monday, and 42 the high temperature on Tuesday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, I will have tonight's sports report as the Seahawks name a brand new coach. All that coming up next. Time now for a look at sports. I'm Grant Olson in for Eric Grandstrom. The Seattle Seahawks have filled their vacant head coaching position with former Baltimore Raven defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald. Macdonald will succeed Pete Carroll, who spent the previous 14 seasons leading the Seahawks. This past season, Macdonald led the league's top-rated defense that propelled the Ravens to the AFC Championship game. Prior to his job with the Ravens, Macdonald was the defensive coordinator for the University of Michigan. Well, for the first time in many years, the Mariners have a bona fide second baseman after a trade yesterday. Seattle acquired switch-hitting veteran Jorge Polanco from the Minnesota Twins in exchange for 4 players and cash. The Twins get right-handed pitchers Justin Topa and Anthony DeSclafani, along with outfielder Gabriel Gonzalez and right-handed pitcher Darren Bowen. Polanco was a solid everyday player for Minnesota, near the top of their lineup from 2019 to 2021. He was limited with injuries the last 2 seasons and is coming off an 80-game campaign where he hit .255 with 14 home runs and 48 RBIs. Meanwhile, the Seattle Kraken wrapped up the first half of the NHL season on a losing note last night in San Jose. Sharks goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood stopped all 32 shots he saw in a 2-0 win for San Jose. Joey Decord was equally good in net for Seattle through 2.5 periods of play.
As the schedule lightens up this week, picks up next week a steal. Tanev right in, stopped by Mackenzie Blackwood. Out of the corner, brought out of the zone. Barabanov through the logo this way for Duclair. He's in, and it trickles across just by Decord. What an effort. Emberson now shouldered by Tolvanen. Here's Gord. Bjorkstrand off the post. It wouldn't go, and now Alexiak for Borgen. Bjorkstrand off the side of the goal with help from Blackwood. Turnover. McCann to the slot. Dangled by Eberle. Kicked out by Blackwood. The Sharks attempt to get out once again. Good play by McCann. Jordan Eberle walks it to the slot. Larson caught by Mackenzie Blackwood. His best stop of the night. Great look there. Face off one by Maddie. Borgen not out. Cut off by Cunnin. He's got it to the slot. It ricochets off the cord a couple of times. Through center, little chip in the zone. Burakovsky stopped by Blackwood. Here comes Eklund, impeded a bit. They play on. Vlasic wristing one. He scores! Marc-Edouard Vlasic, the veteran. 12:33 left to go in the third period. His 4th goal in his last 8 games. San Jose breaks the ice. Through the middle. Here comes William Eklund. A pirouette. Beautiful move. He's right in. Stopped by Decord. Here come the Kraken. McCann on the off wing with a shot off the metal. And it goes out of play. He'll gain the zone. He'll go wide of Ty Emberson, who plays it well. Wenberg for Schultz. It's tipped. Denied by Blackwood. Second chance is stopped by Blackwood. Here comes McCann. A drop pass for Dunn. No shooting lane. Bjorkstrand holding onto it. A shot through traffic wide. 24 seconds left. Ruda hits it. Jan Ruda. Empty net goal. 19.9 seconds left.
Decord and coach Dave Hackstall said afterward that it was more about the good play of San Jose and not a lack of effort for Seattle that was the difference last night.
Yeah, I thought we played great. Generated a lot of offense, carried most of the play. Their goalie played unreal, and sometimes a goalie that caliber can do that. So, he stole a game for them tonight.
They played their tails off on the other side tonight. They defended hard. Their goaltender made good saves, and they got the first break offensively. Our guys worked hard tonight. We've worked extremely hard over the last couple of months, digging in and doing some good things to put ourselves in a position, like I said, where we meet back on February the 8th to touch the ice for the first time before we play on the 10th. And it's going to be, it's a sprint to the finish from there. It's a 32-game playoff hunt, and for that, I want our guys to, wash this pretty quickly, get a little bit of rest, and come back with a great mindset.
Seattle's off for the All-Star break and won't play again until a week from Saturday in Philadelphia against the Flyers. Turning to the hardwood now, the Gonzaga men's basketball team defended its home court with a big win in WCC play last night. Nolan Hickman pumped in 24 points, while Graham Ike had 20 as the Bulldogs downed Loyola Marymount 92-58 in the Kennel. Taking a look now at prep basketball scores from last night, thanks to Les Schwab. Wenatchee boys remained winless on the season, with West Valley coming out on top of the Panthers last night, 72-25. Grandview edged Ephrata on the road, 54-49. Kashmir clobbered Cascade, 77-23. Chelan squeaked by Omak, 58-52. In B-League play last night, Brewster beat Okanagan 52-48. It was Lake Roosevelt topped Tenasket 89-54. It was Liberty Bell over Oroville 74-41, and Manson beat Bridgeport 65-39. Also, Wilson Creek caught Thorpe 50-37. Riverside Christian was 18 better than Eniat. Moses Lake Christian downed Patera 66-34. Soap Lake cruised by Cascade Christian 81-30. On the girls' court last night, West Valley had no trouble with Wenatchee, winning 73-9. Grandview edged Ephrata 58-51. Kashmir beat Cascade 62-7. Chelan got by Omak 56-31. For the Bees last night, Okanagan beat Brewster 60-55. Tenasket topped Lake Roosevelt 58-40. Liberty Bell defeated Oroville 45-28. Manson downed Bridgeport 38-21. It was Eniat over Riverside Christian 59-27. Pateras popped Moses Lake Christian 61-12. And Soap Lake beat Cascade Christian by 40. Taking a look at the schedule, there are just 2 games on the girls' schedule tonight, with Okanagan at Cle Elum at 5:30, while Eastmont hosts Davis. Meanwhile, in boys basketball tonight, Waterville Mansfield hosts Wilbur Creston Keller at 6 o'clock. The Eastmont boys take on Davis at 7. Well, there was one wrestling match on the docket last night. Eastmont celebrated senior night with a Big 9 win over Eisenhower 48-24. The girls were also victorious, but no score was reported. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.